right, y'all. Welcome in to another episode of TFU.
Let's go.
Woohoo! All right, we got influencer, podcaster, rapper,
Talk about it.
West Coast legend, AD in the house.
What's happening? I like y'all energy, man.
We got the two ADs now.
Yeah,
Two
it's like
ADs.
that Spider-Man fucking meme.
You can't go wrong now. You can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. What's the deal, y'all?
Man, we
What's
happy
up?
you made it.
Yeah.
I'm happy, man. You feel me? I was at the radio station and, you know, I hit my boy AD up a couple of days ago, and I like what he's doing content-wise.
Yeah.
I remember when he was talking about getting to it, and I done seen some clips on this show before, like on Instagram, but to see how he's expanding it, I like that. I can curse on here, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
of
can do
course.
whatever the fuck you
fucking
want
like
here.
that.
The F stands for fuck.
Yeah, all right.
But you know what it is? When you first came over a while ago and kind of schooled me, I was like, you know what? The door is open. So then therefore I just jumped through the door and I'm steady watching you. Because, you know, I'm keep trying to catch up. So I keep seeing you doing bigger and bigger things. And that's why we glad you here so we can talk about it a little bit.
Right,
Speaking about jumping through the door, you were on a show called No
100%.
Jumper, which is recently back in the news for going broke.
That's not going broke.
Well, I don't know what he's selling off all of his assets.
It's business.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked like it's business.
And you know what's crazy? As going from somebody that was an employee to being a business owner now, I can look at things from a different lens. Right. Also, when it comes down being an artist and being a media personality, I can look at things to a different lens and see how both sides can look at certain stuff too. So I judge things a little differently nowadays.
Different than the Beef song.
A bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Are you? Well, I'm sure you're happy to be away from that situation.
100%.
He actually did you guys a favor.
They getting RICOs and people going to jail and prison, and I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm cool.
What happened between y'all?
I you know what's crazy? I get asked this so much, and it's to the point now where I be like, fuck it, who cares? For real, it's like we so beyond that now, and the shit that we're doing, and you know, I don't wish bad on nobody. Free everybody that's going on these platforms.
You know what, Josh? That's when you know you're doing well. When things are going well, you're like, I hope everyone does well.
I'm sure.
Free the guys, man. That,
of course.
They said shit on podcasts and.
Is there a part of you that kind of regrets that you were not there when he started doing all the X-rated stuff?
I was there.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, I have a woman. I don't care about that, and I don't need no fucking to do porn to get no pussy. Like shit. I ain't one of these lame ass niggas out here. My mouthpiece work. Feel me? Straight up.
So, you talk to this dude now on business or anything? You guys all both in the podcast world? Or it's still
I ain't got nothing to say. They probably got wires tapped right now. I might get, you know what I mean, picked up. Put some shit out and said, I'm cool.
Well, growing up out here on the West Coast, rapping now, how do you think it influenced how you came up and all that kind of stuff? Or how did you come up? Where were you raised?
It was everything. My pops, he would just play DJ Quick, Ice Cube. He was a big, he just told me West Coast, like West Coast. He instilled that in me. And my grandmother, rest in peace, she used to work for the school, Compton Unified School District for 30, 40 years. And she used to have these seminars that she would put on cassette tapes. And I would, find them under her bed. I know she probably was never going to listen to them again. And I would actually record Power 106. Like my favorite songs and stuff like that on those tapes and listen to them on the cassette tapes. And I know that made me sound old now too, to talk about cassette tapes and shit. But yeah, I used to, record over those and listen to my favorite songs and just, try to replicate that.
That's how you had to do it back then.
Yeah.
You was born in 89, so you still got a piece of that.
Straight up.
Video. Did you ever do that?
I did CDs.
Yeah,
cassette tape before that.
The cassette tape, the double, you had to hit the two buttons to get it to stick down.
Nah, I'm not part of that.
I kind of like that. I went through these eras of different like media. So from the cassette tapes to the VCRs, getting bootleg VCRs from the Rhodium, having CDs, burning CDs.
Going back.
Yeah. Anti-skip CD players, remember that?
What part of the city did you live in? Because I lived off of Crenshaw and Slauson, right there where the village was.
Compton.
You was what?
Compton, born and raised.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it growing up in Compton?
It was crazy though because I stayed with my mom and my grandmother, and my grandmother, she stayed inside the house, very, very loving, and instilled great things into me. And then, as soon as you walk outside, it's a whole nother ball game.
Right.
You can't take what you learn inside and apply that to outside. So it's like you can either become a shark or you're gonna be sheep at the end of the day. So you start to conform to your environment. Your homies that were skateboarding and doing other type of things now, they getting pressed at the liquor store, and, you getting pressed at the liquor store, and it kind of, as you're maturing, you take refuge in figuring out how to protect yourself. And you can't go in the house, tell your mom and them like, oh, these guys are bothering me. Like, yeah, no, you can't do that. So, you find big homies, big brothers, you start getting into the wrong shit. And then you see the trials and tribulations of that. I've seen a lot of it.
When you first start getting into music or doing music, besides the recording tapes, but when you start doing it for yourself?
I started writing like poems when I was younger. And from there, MySpace don't get a lot of credit, but MySpace was like really the first platform that you can, they had a MySpace music. Yeah. And you can have your songs and stuff like that too. So, just whatever I can use to record, I figured it out. They used to have like a little Mickey Mouse mic at Target, probably like $20. I got that, plug it up into the Windows using Sound Recorder. It was something called, I think it was Mixcraft. They still got that. But, trying to make the audio mixing sounding good and just uploading it to MySpace and, getting views from there around the city and stuff.
Damn, doing it on a Mickey mic. I hadn't even heard of that.
Yeah, high school too. You know what I'm saying? I went to King Drew, even though I got kicked out. But they used to let us throw assemblies where we could battle rap and stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool at the time. When did you
win your first battle?
Oh man, I was battling like crazy. I was really into the bars. I really loved the bar structure of East Coast hip hop. It's crazy because I kind of, even though I could do that, I kind of moved away from it, learning how to make songs.
It's so different.
It's so different.
Battle rap is a lost art out there.
Oh, it's not. I mean, I feel like right now it's probably bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Battle rap.
Yeah, but they battle rap in song form now. I'm talking about like face.
Nah, they don't. Nah, it's full on.
Nah, they still fully do that. But I don't know if you know the rapper Daylight. Battle rapper Daylight. Yeah, Daylight. I actually battled him. I thought I was super cold when I was like 15 years old. And I battled him and he destroyed me. Yeah, it was a little humbling experience for me.
I know, then he was like, make a song.
Yeah, that's really what just happened. Like, you know what? Try to make some records.
Yeah, it's so different.
And that was a challenge too because, when you're battle rapping, you're thinking of the best lines and you'll just write lines down. And when you're trying to make something a song format and you're trying to apply that the same way, it just sounds trash.
Why in the battle rap, it's not really based on music. Everybody's just keying in on what you're saying. Yeah. So that's why when they add music to it and they not really on top of the beat or flowing with the beat, it's just completely different.
It's just like unlearning something.
Yeah.
You have to, because you're so used to doing something one way, and then you have to unlearn that in order to do that. Like I had to unlearn battle rapping to make songs. Right. Getting that through my head and stuff.
It seems to be closer to like poetry, if anything.
It is though.
Yeah.
Because when you're battle rapping, your goal is to humiliate your opponent any way that you can.
Is there a line in battle rap that you cannot cross?
Nah, I don't think there's no line you can't cross. But battle rap then got physical for a lot of people. They got compilations of somebody saying the wrong thing, they getting punched on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of battle raps, you had your own encounter with Kendrick one time at a studio out here.
Shout out to Dot. Yeah, for sure.
What happened with that?
I think he had just got jumped by some guys in the city.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I first met him, I guess he thought I was one of those people. Yeah, so he kind of like low key tried to press me. But I had to let him know, like, I ain't, the people that you think.
You be pressing.
I wasn't always big like that.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Well,
but he got heart though. He ain't
that's what it sound like.
Yeah,
no, that's what it sound like.
Somebody jump you, and mind you, I'm coming to a place where he has the full advantage.
Right.
So you think somebody did something to you, coming to their domain, hey, you got full rights to press any way you want to.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. Shout out to Dot though, greatest.
And who you think won the rap battle?
What you mean Dot won it? Kendrick, I'm sure. Not even a question.
Can Drake make a comeback?
I mean, listen, when people say something about a comeback, he's Drake. It's never come back. He's still
Drake.
He's still one of the biggest artists, rap artists of all time. I think, when people say that,
he just had another number one.
Yeah, he just had the No Kids song going crazy and stuff like that.
Back up. Technically.
And I think too, like, even this situation was a humbling experience for him, because a lot of the people he probably thought was rocking with him and his friends really didn't fuck with him like that. And he could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it looked like, talking to Alejandro was telling me it looked like the music contract thing that he got going on with Universal, he seemed to be winning.
Yeah, I was in the car when I was pulling out the car. I just seen something breaking. They said that Universal, I think, is trying to give him $250 to settle. Yeah,
he said
they don't want that contract out. They don't want that shit to be seen.
Yeah, but this is my thing when it comes down to the contracts and stuff, right? If you have ever benefited by these tactics, it's wrong when it doesn't benefit you to try to attack that. But hey, nigga, get your money.
But the only thing I think about that, I think they'll let him win this. He gonna pay in the end.
It's sad to say.
He gonna pay in the end.
It never ends good for our entertainers for some reason.
He gonna come up missing. Something weird gonna happen. God forbid. No, this is the game.
That's the game.
This is the game. They not gonna just let 250 and take it on the chin and keep moving.
Nah,
they
I can't
don't
see
do
that
that.
happening
They
either.
remember.
I don't know. Think they're gonna kill Drake?
No,
Kill
but they're
Michael
gonna.
Jackson. Shit, what
Michael
we talking
Jackson was
about?
a lot more than 250 million.
Nah, they for sure.
He was $2 billion in the game and had Sony by the balls, and they couldn't do anything.
And Michael didn't do shit. They put cases on him and all that.
That's bigger than a $250 million settlement. No,
hey, listen.
Of course they killed Mike. That's crazy.
But listen, you know what it's like? It's like if you get beat up on your block and everybody start beating up on you. Then you got to fight back. So you got to let everybody know that hey, we can't let that happen. They're not gonna let that happen.
Nah,
I guess we'll see.
Something bad gonna happen.
And I hate to say that I agree with you, because
something bad gonna happen.
That's it don't plan out. But the only thing in his favor, he's a Jewish man, so he might get a little leeway. You know what I mean?
Nah,
I don't know.
Nah.
He may have a cousin that be like, hey, not this way.
He might be tight with the Canadian president.
He might.
If his mom came up missing tomorrow, I'll be like, Universal did it.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, they're not gonna let that shit fly.
How you feel about, since you mentioned he was Jewish, about the colonizer line that Kendrick?
Once again, that goes back to battle rap. Rhetoric.
Humiliate your opponent.
You got to humiliate your opponent.
Yeah.
And even with this whole battle, which by the way is the biggest hip hop rap beef of all time. Look what came from it. It's crazy. Like, it's real crazy. And, a lot of the lines, too, they was like, hey, he got a daughter, the lines were crossed. He's talking about kids, calling man a pedophile. They both was out of pocket. For reals.
Colonizer line, though, hurt my heart, though.
Why is that?
Because I just felt like we were... See, they try to act like Drake ain't black, and I don't like that part. I don't like that part. I just don't. We all on the same team. We all fight. That's the only thing I was like, that one hurt me. I was like, oof.
See, but when I talk to G Malone, it's always about culture. And that's what he's always said. It's about, is he the part of the culture? Does he believe in the culture? Does he walk like the culture, or is he imitating the culture? And that's what G Malone has always said.
Now, I can honestly tell you, I'm not a Drake fan. Mm-hmm. Never have been. I saw when he first got in the studio with Funkmaster Flex. Mm-hmm. I saw that interview. He might be imitating the culture, but to me, he's still, you know.
What is a colonizer then?
No, I understand that, but the only thing I will say, he good for music in the sense that you don't have to be one way to be successful. You could be 1,000 different ways.
He's great.
And make it.
He's great for music,
right? I think he's good for music.
Like G Malone would say, if you're imitating the culture, is it wrong for you to call you a colonizer?
It was hard. It was hard for me to see him fight like that.
Man.
Just that one line. Everything else I was with.
It was a battle though, and it's a battle that he like really, really wanted because he was drop.
Yeah. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, I know you have like 5 more songs."
It was 100% more records, but Dot, I just felt like he took a page out of his book because I didn't, nobody thought that he would come with a banger and beat him to the punch with that. That was his war tactic with Meek Mills. He made a fucking hot song.
Yeah.
And that's how he won the battle. Yeah. And Dot did the same thing. He won the battle by dropping a banger.
Yeah.
And of a song calling another man a pedophile was being screamed at the Super Bowl and the Grammys. Yeah. And that was even in skits with the Academy Awards and shit like that. So yeah, crazy time.
Has the West Coast taken the reign from Atlanta?
When you say the reign, I would say recently we've had a resurgence with Kendrick doing this and the GNX album. Atlanta band, they've been running for a long period of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as you got people like Future around and Thug and certain individuals, like they're always going to be influential to the culture and stuff. But I'll tell you this, it's a good time to be a West Coast nigga, and I hope everybody, take heed to that and step it up and more stars are birthed from this moment.
If Drake is a said colonizer and doing this to the culture and imitating all this, what is Kanye doing?
Kanye, he on some shit. I just heard the Hell Hitler song.
What
I said, damn, nigga.
Kanye got going on.
You know what's crazy? I'll tell people this all the time. Like, Kanye is my favorite artist of all time. You know what I'm saying?
I used to be there with you.
Graduation is my favorite album. We're not going to take nothing away from how great he is as an artist, but I think I have a brother that's bipolar. And he does show signs of being bipolar because they'll say erratic shit. Now, I think it's a little bit of mental illness mixed with knowing too much. Because the things that he do know, it probably sound wild to everybody else, but it's true to a certain degree. And you have that mixed with mental illness, that erratic behavior is just going crazy. Now, I don't like, anytime that you do things and you villainize other people, one set of people, you single a certain people out no matter how you feel, then that's where the delivery becomes wrong in my eyes and shit like that. So I'm like, come on, my nigga, Hell Hitler as a fucking song and saying the F word and and saying all my niggas is Nazis and wearing Ku Klux Klan fucking garments and shit. Now I can't get with that shit.
Yeah, nah, that shit wild.
I hope one day somebody pray for him, he get a baptism again and he wake up as a Kanye, the 2003 Kanye, and I'll accept him again.
Hey man, he's the most forgivable person I feel like in
bro. I'm telling you, if he make one right move tomorrow, I'm gonna forgive him, and I'm gonna listen to the shit. But right now, man, you on some bullshit, man. I can't fuck with that. Like nah.
I wonder if he knows that the Nazis don't just hate Jews. I feel like he's using it as like they just hate Jews, but the Nazis just hate everyone.
I don't even think he hates Jewish people. I think he doesn't like just being told what to do. And if he feels that anybody's in power that he feels is over him, then he's gonna fucking go against them.
But this is the argument for Kanye all the time. I don't really think he's doing what he's doing. Well, he's saying he hates Jews. He's saying he's a Nazi.
No, he doesn't say.
He's saying
he never said that he hated Jews.
I never heard him say he hated Jews.
He never said he hated Jews.
Ever.
He says that he has Jews that work for him. He's saying that certain individuals.
He said he's a Nazi.
Yeah, he's saying he's a Nazi.
He did say he's a Nazi.
Okay.
He also said Hitler was fresh. He also made a song called Hail Hitler and all his niggas is Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In turn saying.
But he also saying the F word. He also saying he hate fat women. Like he's saying all type of shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like whatever it is that his expression of freedom of speech, he's really trying to double down on that, and it's going too far. Like it's I'm like,
freedom of speech doesn't allow.
Like when you say Jay-Z and Beyonce, like
that was cold.
Y'all got kids, and that's a choice. Cold. And as a father, my son has autism. I really didn't fuck with that.
Yeah, that was 100%. A low blow.
So let's say you get a phone call from Japan, and Kanye's like, "Hey man, come to Japan. Let's record some records." Would you make that?
I'm gonna tell that nigga. I'm like, "Hey bro, what you on?" You feel me? I might go to Japan and just slap him in the mouth real quick and tell him, get your senses together and get back to being a nigga that was dissing George Bush. Don't diss nobody else, man. Nah, but you know, I feel like this industry in general, we have to start forgiving everybody when it comes down to it. We live in a society right now, you do one wrong thing, bro, and that shit'll hammer you for the rest of your fucking life. And I don't like that. I don't think things should follow people. I do believe in, rehabilitation. I do believe that people change over time. As wild as what he's saying is, I mean, I hope he gets to a point one day where he apologizes and gets back to being a guy that we all love.
That's gonna take his mom coming back. I'm pretty sure that's what broke him.
I probably did.
Yeah, it did.
Ever since then,
it seemed like that did break him.
Been too great.
Yeah, but music is still good though.
Is it?
Hell yeah.
Hey, a couple of songs in the Bully album I rock with.
I don't know.
Preacher Man.
He's a musical genius.
He used to have a whole album that you could listen to top to bottom every time. And now it's like hit.
But you gotta be fair.
Once in a while.
He's putting shit out, and he's not getting on regular platforms either. So like even before this, Donda 2 was on the little stem player. You had to buy that unless you like bootleg that shit.
Yeah, I guess. But
his last real CD that dropped was it
Vultures? Do you count Vultures?
Vultures. I don't really count Vultures, even though that's a cool album, but that's a joint album. Yeah. No, Vultures is dope, but I'm saying with just him by himself, I think it was Jesus is King. And that's the last one, like the gospel album.
I went to that concert.
How was it?
Some dude tried to fight me, and they were serving beer.
Wow. At a Jesus concert.
Yeah, they were serving alcohol. You could go out to the little bar. You could get liquor. Some dude came back, double fisting beers. And he was like, "You're in my spot." But he didn't understand leverage and how a stadium works. So I could have Spartan kicked him.
Was he a Nazi?
That motherfucker. Maybe. It was he was there for church that day.
Talking about
Nazis are very religious.
Talking about Southern things Nazis, that affect you from the past.
Yeah.
How you feel about Diddy?
How do I feel about Diddy?
The whole.
I feel about Diddy the same way I feel about all these niggas. They all some freaky motherfuckers. You feel me? These stories come out. I ain't surprised with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's keep it real. Nigga been hearing all stories forever.
The most damning story is Terrence Howard's new story.
Yes, that shit is crazy.
Terrence Howard is a very believable person.
Yes.
And him being so serious about that fucking story. And I tell people all the time, insane.
I done been to some parties and I ain't seen none of that shit.
Yeah.
You would
see some
none of it either. I see. The two ADs, we didn't win.
I know. Nobody that's ever came on this show, we're waiting for somebody to be like, you know what? I did, because no one has ever.
But I feel like people know who to approach and who to play with like that. You get what I'm saying? If that's what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, when I done went to the nigga shit, I went to that nigga, 50th birthday? Mm-hmm. Everybody was suited up. Kobe, rest in peace. It was a bunch of motherfuckers in there, and everybody was having a good time. They was up until 6 a.m. Now, what happened after that? I went home. You feel me? I don't know what the fuck happened.
6 a.m. is pretty late.
Yeah, but now when everybody got suits on, they drinking, and the liquor is flowing, and everybody having a good time, the dance floor is booming. Like, hey, that's shit's crazy. But yeah, even with that situation, it's like, damn.
I never seen a RICO charge with only one defendant.
Well, look, I was all, I was all, like, what they got on them until I was like, nigga, they got 1,000 bottles of baby oil with shit in there. I said, this is, I can't stand by this one. I don't know what the fuck that is.
1,000 like too much.
Nigga, like, 1,000?
Yeah, isn't that 1,000?
Do you know how long baby oil lasts? One bottle?
Ever.
I've never finished a baby
the
oil.
size of the parties he's having, and he's like, you know what? I need 1,000 of these.
That's like to me.
Going to the store.
That's like to me, like have a machine sprayed over the whole fucking room, and everybody just slip and sliding and just some crazy shit. I don't know about that.
That's why I say it's like to me it's too unbelievable. I feel like,
nigga, that shit ain't believable. They got that in custody. 1,000 of bottles.
I don't know.
Y'all trying to say that the bottles ain't real?
Yeah.
No, I don't. For me, he innocent until proven guilty.
I'm with you on that. I'm not gonna,
I'm not gonna railroad.
Condemn a man.
I'm not
you feel
railroading
me?
him.
Yeah, Cassie said she
no
gonna.
one's railroading. These are the stories.
She's gonna testify against him.
oh yeah, she's gonna testify.
Yeah.
She gonna testify to what?
To sex trafficking and.
Well, they're also accusing her of sex trafficking. She part of it too. You around for 10 years.
I think that video.
She need to.
That video put the nail in the coffin.
Oh, if we say, do he whoop ass? Yeah, no, he do that. Cause we see he look real comfortable whooping ass. But I'm like, is this nigga out here raping men? Like, I know
that sounds crazy.
Like his most favorite thing to
Puffy
do.
This big, this nigga ain't raping nobody.
I don't think that like he's forcefully raping men. Man, this shit sounds crazy.
Big.
So Terrence Howard's a liar.
No, Terrence Howard said some weird shit.
Look what Terrence Howard said. Yeah. He said that he didn't know why he kept calling him over.
There you go.
And then his assistant said, "Oh, he must have a crush on you."
Yeah, sure. You can look at it in any light that you want.
He didn't technically say,
but if
he came on to him,
right?
He just was confused why he kept calling him over.
And and I'm sitting here,
nigga. If you call me in the room and it's just you in there, I'm not going in there.
Come close. Come on, let's do the interview over here
right now, and it's just you in the room. I'm gonna say, nigga, what the fuck you want?
So you think Terrence Howard didn't know? He knew what he was trying to do.
Nigga, he went 3 times.
Is that what he said? He said he went once.
You pull up one time and you don't know why the nigga, he said he left, then he hit him back, was like, hey, what's up with let's listen to the music. So he playing the music, he still don't know why he's there.
That was the same experience.
No, he said multiple times that he pulled up on him. He just didn't know why he was pulling up on him.
You don't know the first couple times.
My nigga,
third time,
if this nigga call me over here and I'm like, hey, I don't know, hey, that nigga weird. I don't know why the fuck he called me over here.
Put your pants back on.
I'm not coming back over here.
No, that's real. If he just sat across from you, from what Terrence Howard,
so you say Terrence Howard,
he's just looking at him like this. I'd be like,
so Terrence wanted. That's what you're saying. Terrence wanted the advancements. That's what you're saying. He went back for more.
No, I think
he went back for the sexual abuse.
He was confused of why he was there,
and he was getting a nice check.
He probably was getting a nice check.
Probably getting a nice check.
That doesn't negate the fact of what happened while he was there.
But guess what?
Happened there?
Nothing happened.
He was sexually assaulted with Diddy's eyes.
Now you put extras on.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Diddy's eyes over here sexually assaulting him.
If his assistant had to tell him, I think he has a crush on you, he's getting that from that person.
Yeah.
Hey.
That means that when he was there, he didn't even get that inkling that this nigga was attracted to him.
He didn't do nothing weird enough where he set it off.
So, what's the baby oil for?
What do you mean? There was no baby oil when he was there.
I'm not talking about getting over the Terrence Howard part. We're past that.
Who knows? That nigga's a billionaire. I don't know what the fuck they do.
Oil?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe he owns a baby oil company.
You gotta lube up your girl?
Fuck no.
You gotta lube up your girl?
With baby oil?
Do you gotta lube up your girl?
But some of them old bitches need a little start.
Bitches.
I don't know. Some of them old bitches shit dry.
That's
sure
real.
He's using that baby oil for tight spaces.
She better get some D-herbs, nigga.
I'm sure he uses some tight space baby oil. That's what you use that shit for. Oh, God. Come on. Everybody's lying?
Listen, this is what it is. Everybody's
lying.
You believe anything that anybody says.
You put extras on a Terrence Howard story. That's how shit get worse.
Yeah,
what extras?
You talking about all the sexual advances.
He didn't say that.
Hey, that's what Terrence Howard implied. I didn't imply that. Terrence Howard implied that.
No. Nah.
Yes, he did. Why did he tell the story?
So why would he go back multiple times
if he felt like
that?
I think you listened. We got to listen to the story because I don't think you heard it. He said he was in the room and Diddy was over here, and then he called him over for the music. It was the same experience. He was in there at the same time. Diddy just kept asking him to do different shit, and he was like, "What the fuck are we really doing?" That's the story that I heard.
But he didn't say nothing sexual though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he wanted to hang out.
There hasn't been a man that came out that
said he wanted to say,
"Hey, now what happens is." They ask, hey, what happened? These motherfuckers just start crying like day 26 and shit. They would start crying. They'd be like, oh shit, it must be serious.
Yeah,
like you feel me? Yeah, something happened to
him. One person said that they raped him. That Diddy raped him.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah,
it's like half the dudes that have been turning themselves in.
Yeah, but all those.
I'm talking about who's publicly came out and said,
he raped
that nigga did something to me.
Like 4 or 5, like there's like how many fucking cases? I don't know the people's names.
He just beat one of the cases.
I don't know the people's names.
And mind you, they didn't say he did that. They said Young Miami's cousin or something. They have a picture of it. They said it was Cuba Gooding Jr. and Young Miami's cousin or something.
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yes.
That makes sense.
To me, like, what makes me think that he might be innocent is the stupid allegations that keep surfacing, like Drewski, like, body slamming bitches with baby oil. It's like, it makes no sense. He wasn't even famous by the time.
This shit out of pocket.
Yeah, well.
Oh, man.
So, how did you come into creating Cuhmunity?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, nigga.
We got to get off the baby oil or something.
Shit, Jesus Christ. So I started live streaming. So originally my plan was to play video games on Twitch and build a following from there. And, I learned that having an audience as a rapper didn't translate to what streaming was going to be with video games. Nobody wanted to watch me play fucking video games at the time. So I ended up buying the equipment. I thought everything was going to go good. 3-4 people watching me. Boom. I do that for like 3 weeks. I get discouraged. Sell the fucking equipment. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? I had my apartment. My son was just born. I was like, yeah, this shit ain't working out, right? And then I had another idea. Shout out to my homie Miles. Miles, he was affiliate on Twitch. So you have affiliate and you have partner. He was an affiliate on Twitch. He was getting like some cool numbers when he was streaming. He was a couple hundred people watching him. I was like, all right, that shit cool. So I came up with a plan with him and shout out to Pun. And we was like, look, we're going to get this stripper pole. We're going to have girls dancing in the back. Pun, you going to DJ, me and Miles. We're going to play video games. We had this great idea. We had the space to do it and everything.
Okay.
Boom, started doing it. 30 people watching. It's hard to be motivated when you got 30 people watching you. Right. You know what I mean? Top. So I'm like, I get discouraged again. Sell the equipment again. You know what I mean? And then, once shit started going on the podcast, started doing good on the podcast that I was on, I was like, okay, let me try this one more time. And I had just got a new crib, and I was shopping for a 3-bedroom. And I ended up going there, and then the guy was like, hey, like, I fuck with you, woo. It's 4 bedrooms, but because there was no windows in there, they couldn't list it as a room. So I was like, oh, shit, this is perfect.
Right.
For one, it's away from all the bedrooms. The bedrooms are on the 3rd floor. This is on the 1st floor. It's secluded from everything. It's away from the kitchen, whatever it is. And I'm like, okay. I told myself right there, I said, this is the perfect timing. When I got the equipment again, my girl, she made my famous hat wall. We designed everything, and then I said, all right, this is the last time I'm going to try this shit. Went online. I had like 100 people watching. I said, good, we go from there. And that 100 then went to thousands. And, I think the most I've ever had live at one time was like 26,000 or something.
That's nice.
T-Pain said his biggest checks come from Twitch.
Yeah, but what's crazy is that my goal was to get partnered on Twitch. And I was like, I'm going to give myself a year to get partnered on Twitch. And I did it in 4 months.
He said he don't know how to play a fucking video game to save his life. He go on there and gets the biggest checks.
Yeah. Well, see what T Grizzly does, he's smart. He has a GTA server. And that's big, like with the younger people and stuff too. So basically, you know, you can sell clothes in the GTA server on top of paying them
Grand Theft Auto, right?
Yeah, GTA.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's subscription based. So in his server, some people, I think there's like $15 a month, $20 a month. But what they do is they can create their own worlds in there. Like the shirt that I'm on.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, the shirt that I'm wearing, they can scan this in the game and sell it for real money. So you're constantly buying things in game. Yeah. You're paying a monthly subscription to be in his server, and he has one of the biggest servers.
So why haven't you guys start creating your own world?
Well, that's the thing. Once people get wind of, then it becomes, oh, we're going to put a server out too for a get rich scheme.
Okay.
The authenticity of it is not there.
Okay.
T Grizzly really, for one, he plays the game. You know what I mean? He's great at role playing in the fucking game. And he's the one, you know, that's authentic to the server. So a lot of celebrities, they started saying, I'm going to make a server. I'm going to make a server. I'm going to do this and do that. And once you do that, the people, like we live at a time now, the people can smell bullshit. Yeah. If you're just doing shit for money, they know it. They're not buying this shit. And companies, you know, they're starting to see this too. And they're not partnering with people just because they have a name. So it's like if you have let's say you have a tequila company and you want to get somebody that has 5 million followers and they don't drink fucking liquor, why would you buy liquor from these people that's promoting it?
That's what I always talk. The video game industry is 3 times bigger than film and music combined.
Yeah.
Combined. Video games.
And I'm a big video game player, but I hate keyboard and mouse.
2K?
I fuck with 2K.
I gotta come through.
Oh no,
my favorite shit
is
is
me too.
I hate keyboard and mouse. My favorite shit though is story games.
Because we was born in the 80s and we grew up with controllers, and the computer kids were the weirdos.
You see Kanye. You see Kanye. He said Last of Us is like the best. That's one of the best games too. But I like playing the game and playing it for at least a month, getting a great story out of it. Cause it's just like watching a movie, and I can move on to the next one. Yeah,
you be following the storylines and shit. You're not just sitting there stealing cars.
No, I love that shit too. But like, I got addicted to Fortnite at one period of time. Like I was like, damn, I would wake up every morning from 6 to 10. I was playing that shit.
And when you stream, do you stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time? Or?
No, I just left Twitch completely. So what happened was I was doing shit on Twitch, and I think my best month was like 6,000 or 7,000, which I was proud of. I was like, ooh, this is a great month,
right? You
know, on Twitch. And then my first month on YouTube was about 3 times that, maybe 4 times that. And I was like, damn. And it just seemed like my audience was more incentivized to go on YouTube. And once you get super chats, like if you ever watch one of our shows, you know, we're making at least $200-$300 a show on like super chats, people asking questions and paying money and stuff too. So it was hard to go back to doing Twitch. Now, Twitch is great for gaming. Twitch is great for a subscription base, and it's also great. You can play music without no problem, anything like that. YouTube, you can get copyright strikes. Yeah, but it's just all goes by what type of audience that you're cultivating.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna let you guys finish the interview. You want me to do an outro for later or whatever? I gotta unfortunately work a day job as well.
Man, get your chili, nigga.
But it's great to have you in here.
Thank you, bro.
That was dope for what it was. Maybe we can have you back.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. For sure.
Alejandro. Nice to meet you. All right, see you.
So
that nigga about to go get some baby oil. Yeah.
So when I saw your channel in like YouTube, it goes by Cuhmunity clips.
Yep.
Is there did the main channel have any problems, or that's just the way you just?
So what ended up happening was when I started Twitch, it was just, you know, my username, which is It's AD for everything on my handles. And once we made the YouTube, it's crazy that I didn't make my YouTube channel. So one of the guys that were watching, his name was Quinn Lowe. Shout out to Quinn Lowe. He was watching our content, and he ended up making a YouTube channel and putting clips that we was doing on the channel.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and I started noticing. I was like, oh shit. Like I would go on YouTube and be like, hey, this shit got like 15,000 views and 30,000 views. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is our content.
Right.
So we ended up reaching out to him like, hey, what's up? Like, what's up with the channel? And he was like, "Is your content is yours?" And then
he just gave it to you.
He just gave it to us, and then we ended up hiring him.
That's dope.
Yeah, and he worked for us for I want to say almost 3 years, and he's welcome to come back whenever he wants to. He just he's in school right now. He got a new job. He can't do the stuff that he used to do. But yeah,
that's dope.
We put him on payroll. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have our channel the way that we have it right now.
Oh no, that's dope there.
And then we didn't even name the community either. No. We let the fans, they named it. We was sitting there. We had all type of names. We was going by the Uza Mafia because shout out to Big Chief. I'm a part of a cannabis brand out here, and my strain is called Uza Mafia, and it's a play on Naruto. That's my favorite anime. I love it. I love the character. So we was calling ourselves the Uza Mafia, and then they were saying something about the wolves, and somebody in the chat said, "What about the community?" And that shit just stuck with us. And we turned that into something.
No, that's big time right there.
Yeah.
So how long y'all been doing it now?
It's going on. So with everything now, it's been about 3 years.
3 years?
3 years, yeah. We started Cuhmunity, and then from there came Ace Boys, and then Back on Fig, and with Duno's World. We combined all our forces, and then we have Fig Community World as well too. So from there, food show. We got cocktail shows. We have other adjacent shows with the homies. Shout out to Apollo. Like, we got a whole big network of people, and our audience is familiar with the faces.
So you guys film it all?
Yeah, we do everything.
So you guys film it all, and
we got
then you have all these individual shows.
Yeah, we have our own individual shows. We have our shows together. But we did everything. We went and bought all the camera equipment.
Is everybody a partner that owns the show, or are they just talent?
Everybody has. Okay, so the main guys that have the main channels, they call us the higher ups. It's 5 of us, and we own the channel.
Okay.
But we pay our people. Anybody that works for us, we do our thing as business owners.
Yeah.
We giving out W-9s like everybody else.
There you go.
We doing shit the right way.
Nah, I love it.
So from, when you were a co-host to now that you're an owner, like what, because you talked about businesses and just seeing it through that lens, like what have you learned this last 3 years as
just having good business practices, and then knowing as well too, like it's nothing personal, it's business, because you can look at things from a friend lens and you can also look at things from a business lens. It has to make sense business wise. So if I have a show on my channel that's and I just went through this with somebody. They thought that they thought that the views that they were getting on our channel was making a significantly more amount than what they thought it was. And I had to break it to them like, hey, bro, your shit made $100, bro. Like, you feel me? It's like, no way. And I showed them the analytics in the back end, and they're like, damn. Like, I know that it sounds crazy because you may see 40, 50,000 views and think that's some real money. And then two, if you really know about YouTube and your CPNs and stuff on the back end of how your shit is suggested and also not being demonetized, you learn, what's making money. And then that's kind of why pre-recording is somewhat has its advantages of getting, YouTube revenue and ad revenue. But yeah, like, learning that as a business owner and not just like, okay, you the homie, I'm gonna pay you this. It's like, nah, if your shit is making $100, we're gonna figure something out and we're gonna pay you what we think,
Now that'd be the tough part, because a lot of time, like you said, he thinking he getting 40, 50,000 views and that's all this money. And you're like, that ain't no money. I know exactly what that adds up to, and it ain't no money.
It ain't no chili.
Yeah.
Because the crazy part, like with our channel, there's like same video, 40,000, and one makes double the money than the other video.
So that means this one is getting suggested more, and the CPN is probably higher on there. So you could check all that stuff too. It lets you know the trends. It lets you know how long people stay on the video for. And yeah, and that's like, if you don't know, as a co-host, it's easy to just get paid and come pull up,
right?
Say your takes and go home. But it's like, nah, like you have to run the business the right way. Everybody wants to get paid on the first, and then we gotta do the same shit. And that's where the sponsors come in.
And I think people also don't understand that just because your show is doing well, it's on our platform doing well.
Exactly.
And we got all the viewership. So therefore, if we take it over here, it ain't going to do anything because nobody knows it's there.
And a lot of people, they see that. They try to do it themselves.
Right.
And they be like, oh, it's a lot harder than I thought it was.
Yeah. Do you let them come back after that?
It depends on how they left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But nobody usually leaves, you know, no one usually leaves like, oh, I'm cool.
Right.
Niggas usually leave with, you know, with a chip on their shoulder. And I mean, if you're going to do that, you can't come back. Right. Somebody might fuck you up though, but and then you be accepted back. You know what I mean?
So how you manage now that you're doing radio? How do you make that work?
It's really no different. It's not. It's like I talk every fucking day on some cameras now. You know what I'm saying? Like every fucking day we're doing some form of content. And the radio side of it is just the only thing that's a little hard is making sure that we're not dissing none of the sponsors that they got. Because we done got in trouble for that. Not necessarily in trouble, but
I would love for you. I know I want you to go into it, but I want you to establish what you've done.
Yeah.
To be honest, from my standpoint, that's just fucking amazing.
Thank you, bro.
Like I've seen a bunch of podcasts. I haven't seen them go to terrestrial radio and take over. Like I haven't seen it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, this motherfucker making real move. This is a big time move in the podcast world.
Facts.
So if you can share what you guys have accomplished.
So, you know, big shout out to DJ Charisma, big shout out to Letty, big shout out to E-Man, shout out to Power 106 as a whole. About a year ago, Charisma, she was telling me like, hey, we looking for new people, some new, you know, strong voices and stuff like that. And we just been behind the scenes just working on it to make it make sense. And yeah, they gave us our show, Cuhmunity Radio, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Sundays. There's going to be a lot more. I literally just left there today to do something, an interview. And no, it's dope though, because, you know, the fact that even the podcasting thing, right? I know what it's like just to be a rapper. I know how people look at you as a rapper. It's definitely coming from a street background. And the first thing that I learned as being a street artist is that a lot of labels, a lot of companies, they're afraid of you. And it's because of what you're portraying in your music and your sound. Now, your personality may not be that way, and you may come across as a cool person, but I've learned branding. How you brand yourself is how people are going to take you serious and how they're going to equate what they feel your success is. So from going from a rapper to doing podcasts, the branding started to change. And we didn't have to necessarily dumb down the street side of it. We made it to where people just have to accept that these are the communities that we come from and we're professionals. So the fact that, you know, a corporate company would say, hey, we want to give you guys a chance because you're professionals says a lot about how, you know, the culture is evolving. You know, they could get somebody that's a good journalist and they went to UFC and do all that, but that's not really going to move the culture. And this is why I say it comes back to the culture. We are curating the culture, and we're a big part of what this West Coast culture is now. So why wouldn't you have voices that come from the city, that know the city, and everybody knows us anyway, speak for the city? It's only right.
So when somebody says culture, what's your definition of culture?
Urban street culture, you know, everything. Culture is, you know, when you're going down the street to the taco lady, you know what I mean? Culture is when you're going to the mom and pop barbecue spot. Culture is
bean pies. Yeah,
you go past that 110 freeway and, you know what I'm saying, spend some nights with some people. Go to some backyard parties. You know, go see what Lamar Park look like. Go to these different areas and see. Go through Compton, go through Watts, go through Long Beach, and just see how the people are living, what they're listening to, how they move, how they talk, what they're eating, and everything. That's what everybody tries to replicate anyway. And what they usually get is a fake ass carbon copy of it from somebody who ain't cultured.
Right.
So with all your connections in the industry, how do you navigate? Because you talk for a living, you just said that almost every day you're in front of a microphone and cameras, like when it's people that you know.
Yeah.
But you have to keep it 100 because that's what your fans expect. How you navigate that?
Yeah, you know, the thing is that you can say the same thing. It's just how you deliver it. You could say things with care, or you could say things to be destructive. And a lot of times, you know, people don't give other motherfuckers grace at the end of the day. I could sit there and tell you, hey, bro, I don't think that was a good idea. Or I could sit there and say, hey, you a dumb fuck. I'm still going against what you did, but it's ways that I can say this and handle the situation. And I got to be the person, you know, when I go to sleep on my pillow at night, knowing that I'm doing the right thing and I'm giving out the right message, and not also, you know, down in the next motherfucker, because every dog has his day. You would want somebody to have the same compassion for you when you sitting there going through what you going through.
Have you had a situation where somebody that you know called you, was like, hey, I cannot believe you said that about me?
100%. For sure. And not necessarily like just me, but just somebody from, you know, one of our many shows and stuff like that too, because I'm not going to lie. Me and the homies, we play around so much and we're so immune to hearing bad shit about us and talking shit to each other that, like, we have super, super, super thick skin. It's going to be hard to, like, get us to get upset. So we have to remember sometimes that everybody, you know, they're not trained in this art form, which we're calling the art form yet. So, yeah, some people get sensitive, and then you'll get somebody jump out their body, but we still from the streets, though. Like, don't get it too fucked up. We ain't too corporate to where nigga ask for a fade. Nigga won't line it up with you. It'll still line it up with you.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Nah, man, I love that shit.
Have you gone to Marathon Burger yet?
Of course, man. Big shout out to Sam. Big shout out to Adam. You know what's crazy, man? Big shout out to the Marathon clothing team as well, too. They asked me. They was like, hey, we want to send you a couple pieces. And them niggas sent me a box. Like just 30, 40 shirts.
That's
and
dope.
They sent me a Victory Lab vinyl as well, too. I'm very happy I got that. And Marathon Burger is fucking gas. Great quality. And listen, I have a food show. So for one, I'm a burger connoisseur, but I really, really like the quality of meat, pause. Like I can sit there and taste something and can tell if it's quality, man. That shit is good. It's real good. And the wings are great as well, too.
Okay, so since you're a burger connoisseur,
yes.
What's the best burger in LA?
Hands down, the best burger in LA, it's In-N-Out. You can't go wrong with an In-N-Out burger.
In-N-Out?
In-N-Out is always consistent, bro. And
relatively, and for the price?
Nah,
In-N-Out for the price and consistency. Yeah. I've never went to In-N-Out and it didn't taste. The quality has always been the same.
Now, we're not putting in the fries. We're just talking about burgers.
I like the fries too, but they're not the best fries. But that burger, In-N-Out is the most consistent.
So I don't know if you want to share this, but what was the worst place y'all done went to?
I'm trying to think. Like I said, I come from the hood. Like a lot of shit ain't bad to me. Like for reals. I'm used to eating and by choice, top ramen dry and putting the season on top of that, and you know what I'm saying, like crunchy like it's chips and shit like that. But it's been a place where I didn't cause some like food poisoning damn near.
Oh,
me and
shit.
the homie, yeah.
Oh, that's
but it wasn't like it was. I've learned that like oysters. The last 3-4 times everybody can't make oysters the right way. That shit can really fuck your stomach up. Yeah.
Well, In-N-Out, the best burger in LA.
In-N-Out for sure.
That's fucking my whole day up.
The best burger
what's your favorite burger?
Father's Office is better than everything.
Father's Office?
What's that?
It's right there off of Venice, near Venice and...
No, is this some bougie?
Venice and La Cienega.
Is this some bougie shit?
When I say this, I'm saying it in a way that it's a chain that you can go to anywhere and the quality is the same. Now, if you go to a special place, depending on where you live at, there's some great burgers. Marathon Burger is a great burger. I ain't tasted what you said yet, but the Storm Burger out here is super, super good too in LA. Storm Burger, I like that shit.
Storm Burger? I go check
Man,
it
that
out.
shit
Is Father's Burger bougie?
No, it's a bar.
Okay, I'm just asking.
It's a bar.
Now, I just had a burger from one of the places that I done filmed at. The episode's not out yet. It's called La Carcinita, but it's in Costa Mesa. It's an all Wagyu place.
Okay.
So they sell Wagyu meat Australian Wagyu meat, top grade, and Japanese A5. And on top of that, they have their creations. So you get a Australian Wagyu cheesesteak, but they have an Australian Wagyu burger with Australian Wagyu pastrami on top, and it's fucking gas. That's top
That sound like high cholesterol.
Man, fuck that. That motherfucker good. I know you the fucking health guru, but goddamn,
That
man.
sounds tough.
I'm gonna have to take two bags of herbs when I eat that shit.
Well, going back to Marathon Burger, did you ever meet Nipsey, have a relationship with him?
You know what's crazy? The first time I've seen Nip here and there, but like the first time I really like ran into him, he fucking walked up on me at the gym one day. It was like 4 a.m. I was at the gym in North Hollywood, and I had my music playing, and he can't walk up to me. He was like, "Hey, bro," he was like, "What's up, bro? I fuck with your shit." And I was like, "Damn, man, nigga, acknowledge me and shit like that." And from there, I never forget. I have a dope picture I'm gonna get framed. Free Big U too, by the way. Big U had like a ball for the kids that he did every year when it came down to like the football games. They had a banquet, and Nip was there, and I came with my daughter, and everybody had their suits on. They were suited and booted, and yeah, the first thing he did before he greeted me, he got up and he greeted my daughter, and they have the picture of him, shaking my daughter's hand and shit too. So that shit was dope. Real solid individual.
He was special.
Oh, 100%.
He was special.
He meant a lot to the city.
He moved differently.
100%.
Yeah, he moved differently.
The business mind of somebody from street culture, he infused that in everybody's mind for sure.
Yeah, I even like the thing that Jay-Z did on his behalf when he released that album.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was $1,000.
Yep.
And he bought 10 of them.
Yep.
So I thought that shit was player right there.
Fire.
Yeah. That shit was dope, man. Nipsey was special. Yeah, Big U and them, since you mentioned him, they look, what the fuck is going on? I know you don't. Well, I don't know how much you know, and you probably definitely know more than me. I don't know how much you even willing to share. But what the fuck is going on? That shit crazy to me.
I would just say that, we're at a time now where all information can be used against you. And like I tell people all the time, I hear everything that people are saying. The man that I know, he's always helping the kids. He always had a smile. I ain't never seen that nigga do no crazy ass shit.
And he ain't gonna tell on himself ever. We don't even do that.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate. That he's going through the shit that he's going through. Like I said, the man that I know, he's a good man. So
right.
I don't know.
What do you say about those platforms that kind of like seems like they entrap people?
At the end of the day, if you go on these platforms and you decide to run your mouth, that's kind of your fault. You know what I mean? Somebody can ask you something, but you should already know how to handle that. And some guys, they want to have that gratification until the consequences come. So I don't blame platforms for shit. Yeah, some interviewers could be shady. They can ask them weird ass questions, but that's your job to check them.
I would leave immediately.
Yeah.
You
or
start
tell them
asking
niggas
about
like niggas shut up.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm out. I already know the conversation weird.
I know what you're doing.
If you crazy enough to ask me that on videotape, I'm done.
But if you go online and you put that shit out there yourself, see, this is one thing that I don't understand, and I know all of these content creators, right? If somebody can go on YouTube and find out who you beefing with, who done killed this person, and put this niggas got whole documentaries on people that they ain't never met in their life, and they're getting this information from the internet. That's not they fucking fault. The information is out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's false information. It's hard to navigate.
Even if it's false, it's how false can certain shit be if it's coming out the horse's mouth?
Yeah, that's
right. I don't want to start a debate, but they were saying like the information coming out of Big U and Nipsey and saying that maybe they had some.
See, but they been like saying certain shit and they been doing stuff. And my thing is, if it's that cut and dry, he would have been in trouble a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm not even buying into that bullshit.
I ain't buying
to that bullshit. They from the same place. They gonna settle that differently. If there is some disagreements, it ain't gonna go down like that.
No,
Nah.
I don't
make sense to me.
As far as your music, so what direction do you see yourself taking, like with your rap career?
Just being able to take my time and put out more of a. See, when you strictly just rapping, a lot of artists, they have like this clock in their fucking head where they feel like I gotta drop something. I'd rather put out better quality pieces and do it the right way versus having a big quantity of stuff that ain't really moving the needle. And I understand my position is so important right now that I have the ability to platform everything that I do, but I don't sit there and play around with that. I treat myself as an artist the same way I would treat any other artist that was coming on my own platform. I don't want to take advantage of that. So when it comes down to curating the right music, the right projects, the right videos, if I feel something's 100%, then I'll platform that shit myself. And I have the power to do so now.
Every artist we have on the show, we always ask them, you got to give us your top 5.
Top 5 what?
Top 5 best rappers to you
of all time.
All time, baby.
You gotta be. You gotta have Pac on there.
Okay.
You gotta have Big on there.
Okay.
You gotta have Kendrick on there too now.
Kendrick made top 5.
Yeah, Kendrick made top 5.
Okay.
Jay-Z.
Okay. We got one more.
Damn. I was gonna give it to Kanye. But I'm gonna give it. Damn, it's out of Snoop or Cube. I'm gonna give it to Uncle Snoop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a nice little lineup. I can't fight that lineup.
Yeah.
He leaning West Coast just the way he's supposed to.
Ice Cube was
a monster.
Ice Cube is the greatest. He's one of the greatest. But I feel like overall, nobody in rap is bigger than Snoop.
I think. And we talked about this one time. I think Snoop has the number one identifiable voices that ever hit radio, TV, anything. He says 2 words, you automatically know that's Snoop, and you could be black or white. It don't matter what color you are.
The only people, like I think we looked this up before too. It was Snoop. The most recognizable person is like Snoop, The Rock, and then they said like Ronaldo.
Oh, see, Ronaldo could walk in here, I would have no idea. But the Snoop and the Rock,
you don't know how.
I hate soccer more than life itself. I would have no fucking clue. Let me tell you, Snoop and the Rock can say something yelling outside, I know it's them.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to meet Snoop?
Oh yeah, I'd have been on GGN News, freestyle, smoke with Snoop on there. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you smoke with Snoop?
Yeah.
See, I don't even smoke, but I would smoke with Snoop.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I would smoke with Snoop because that's historical.
You got to do that.
You got to do that. I'll get
Does
in
he
there.
smoke as much as they say?
Yep. Yep. My nigga got professional blunt rollers. They on payroll.
Wow.
That's their job.
That's a good
love
job.
it.
I'm not a
Just
good
roll
blunt
blunts
roller.
all day.
You been to their facility in
Oh
Englewood?
yeah, for sure. It's so dope.
Nah, that's nice.
How you feel about him purchasing Death Row and the path he's taking with media?
Man, that shit is dope. He's turning something that was iconic and making it his and bringing it into the forefront now.
Nah, I love that.
That he was a part of.
Yeah.
A major part of.
Huge.
But real quick, and I don't want to get. You had an incident back when in your early 20s that you witnessed, the murder of a friend.
Well, I didn't witness the murder of my friend. I pulled up like right when it happened.
Okay.
Yeah. That was crazy. I was what, 18? 18 for sure. That's kind of why, like, I hate to say it this way, that's kind of how I got more spiritual to a certain degree. Because I felt like God was keeping me away that whole day. So I had just recently gotten in a car accident. I flipped my Camaro over. My fault. I fucking had my eyes closed, doing some stupid shit as a teenager, flipped my shit over, crashed it, and I didn't have a whip anymore. I was trying to get my hair cut. Both my high schools, I got kicked out of King Drew, ended up going to Gardena. King Drew was playing Gardena in a basketball game. So I was like, oh, yeah, these both my schools. I got to get fresh, trying to get a haircut. Me and my homies, we used to hang outside like 50 deep all the time. We used to be on my granny porch, just deep as a motherfucker. Like for sure. Like a deep. So we hanging outside. I'm trying to find a way to get to the barbershop. I'm like, fucking it. I ain't be able to get my hair cut. My homie pull up. He like, hey, what you want? I'm like, I'm trying to get to the barbershop. He like, I'll take you. And then I fucking get in the car with him, go to the barbershop. I get there. My barber not there. I'm calling his phone. He ain't answering. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm trying to be on time and, talk to the people I need to talk to at the game and shit. I'm excited to go. But I'm like, damn, like my barber not here. I just talked to him. He said he was here. Then I called my girlfriend at the time. I'm like, man, I'm about to say, come pick me up. My barber walks in. Now he taking forever on my hair. I'm like, what the fuck is going on today? Call my girlfriend at the time. Hey, pick me up. She taking forever to come pick me up.
Look at God.
It's God. You know what I'm saying? Just stalling time out while I'm getting irritated trying to get to the game. And then she ends up picking me up. And me and my other homeboy, rest in peace, he was in the car with me. We're driving towards my street. And I actually seen the car that was involved zoom past. And as the car zoomed past, I see people running from around the corner, like homies and stuff like that, towards my house. So I pulled up, maybe like, I want to say 15 seconds, 20 seconds, I would have been right there. So I was like, damn, God really, stopped me from, just postponing my day, making me irritated with my day, not knowing what was to come. And yeah, I lost my homie, man, Donnie B that day. For sure, for sure. Yeah.
Anybody else get hit that day?
No, it was just him.
Damn.
We have a question because when we researched you and you grew up in Compton, it said you lived by a Piru neighborhood.
No. I'm from the west side of Compton. I lived in the blue side neighborhood. Okay. But Compton is very, very small. That's why it's called the Hub City. So you go one way, you could be in Carson. You go the other way, you buy Gardena. Go the other way, you buy Watts, and so far, so on. Yeah.
How did you navigate? Did you wear colors as a kid, or did you just stay neutral?
Man, you just got to figure that shit out as you go. You feel me? Like I said, you got to be a shark or you're going to be fooled. And then, once you growing up, shit, you got to do something.
Did you play sports?
Nah, I ain't never. I mean, when I was a little kid. But I went to King Drew. They didn't have no fucking football team.
That's
I was
crazy.
A big-ass guy. They do now, but, yeah, they had a basketball team. They was pretty good, but I didn't want to play basketball. If anything, I ought to play football, but they had no football team.
Yeah, see, sports kept me out of the other stuff. You know how that go. It kept me out of all the other extra activities. It's tough, though. But to be honest, when I look at Cuhmunity and what you guys have done, you guys are really, really the voice of LA and all the inner city, and you know what I mean. When you want to know what's going on with the community and what's going on, that's where you go. You go to your podcast. You can see like the restaurants you guys decide to go visit, just everything, all the activity. You guys are the voice of the community right
Thank
now.
You. I appreciate that for sure.
No, that's 100.
Yeah. What was your favorite restaurant you went to?
Man, it's that one I just told y'all is one of them. V-Less Tacos, man, that shit is good as a motherfucker. It's one of the best tacos I ever had in my life.
Where's V-Less at?
V-Less, they have one in Highland Park, and they have one at the what's the shit downtown?
Downtown LA?
No, what's the where all the food and stuff? The Grand Central. They got one up in there too, and like mind you, now we travel with the food show too. So we just came from Mexico City. We did 5 episodes out there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Before there, we went to Atlanta. And, yeah, we taking this shit on the road, too. So we're not just making it.
What's your dream destination?
I mean, to film, I would want to do the food show in Italy because I like Italy.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that would be player like that.
I want to see y'all in Italy.
Yeah, I like Italy a lot.
I can see y'all out there.
When I went, that shit was fly. I can't wait to go back there.
I love it. Well, shoot, man. AD, first of all, thanks for taking the time to come visit us over here, man. Our little bitty podcast, man.
Y'all doing big things, man. I'm happy to be a part of it, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate you. Absolutely.
That was cool.